Welcome to another video on my monorail built with fischertechnik and controlled by ultimately the BeagleBoard running Ubuntu Linux and with Python, controlling a robo interface. Last time I tried to spread the weight of the carriage by adding a third wheel, which is now right in the middle. And while doing that, I wasn't quite convinced that this solved the problem, which is more likely due to the construction of the third wheel, construction and connection to the entire carriage, but also I found that there is a problem with this support, because I noticed that when it was driving, that it collided with it. So I probably have to do something about it, and that may be a reason that at times it sticks here instead of driving. So with these problems from last time, it is still another problem that in the middle of these lights and these lights or sensors, the carriage suddenly drops dead. Algorithmically speaking, that shouldn't be the case, but let's see whatever happens this time. So with that said, let's examine if and how this can be improved. And first of all, let's take this away. And yes, truth be told, it is a very weak construction, and it should actually be connected here as well to make it more robust. In another way, I would not know how to improve any construction like this, and it should not be in the way of this ground rod, which takes a long way to the third wheel now. Anyway, let's see how this can be done. To make it a little bit more robust, I have created something like this, but that is going to be a very tight fit. So what I need to do is see, and that is not a problem, it is so tight that even now this is already a problem. So when I stretch it a bit, it may be even too weak. But let's see how things go. Let me put it back on the rails. Oops. Alright. Take this off. And now taking this away. So this should be in here. And this is going to be very tight and precise. if it works at all, and even that is a big question. So I'm going to do this maybe like this. Not quite sure right now. So this one in here. And this one hopefully somewhere like this. This away for a moment. And this looks like a little bit too tight. It could work, but I am not quite sure about it. Doesn't really look like something that will work. It is a little bit pushed aside. Now that of course comes from this side as well. A little bit here and a little bit there. It's all a bit. I hope it will work. It will take away the extra weight. But the only thing I know is that testing is a confirmation that it still works. So let's well, the power is turned on, so let's start something like a program. Right, so what goes wrong here? Location, as always. Digital 6 is blocked. Well, so. Well, that was a turnaround. What next? Power works. You will set this kind off. And then it's hanging like it used to be. So what is it? Algorithmic? Because this is a complete rod and this is a complete rod. So no interruption. Right. Right. Looking from the other side, as you can see, there is a little change, because as you can see now it has left the position of digital 6 and it is, let me say, very slowly moving. And the very question is this because of increased weight because of the new construction? I really can't tell. The only thing I know it is that it is moving extremely slowly. And yeah, what else can I say other than that? The only thing is, of course, that on this side of the trajectory. Last time everything moved very fast, and the point is that here is change of rods, but so is here and here, or more appropriately here and here. So is that of influence? If I look back, then I have to say no, it's not of influence. But then why the rocking? Why the standstill? Why the extremely slow moving? Because it's now also running at top speed. Well, I have to rephrase. The propellers are at top speed, and yet the carriage is extremely slowly moving. And I'll just let it run, and you see my hand, and that I feel the wind, so it is in the correct direction. And I'm looking at the wheels if there is any movement at all. You would almost say no, there's no direction or no speed at all. And yet there is movement, and I could let it go for half an hour, and then it would probably be halfway or something. But of course I'm not waiting for that to happen. In the meantime, it almost has reached D7. So it is such a slow movement, and I am inclined to wait for that to happen, that D7 starts showing zero. Just let's see how that, or when that happens. Should be happening any time now. Another thing is, now that I'm looking from above, the rods are not exactly aligned. So that may be a problem as well. So let me gently change this, hopefully. Yeah. That may be it, just pushing one of the rods down. But then again, when does it happen? Is it because of the construction that changed a bit, that everything is slowing down? I can't imagine it is. Although you never know. The devil is in the details. Now it actually should be in yes. Look here. It has happened. It has reached D7. And in what time? Quite some time actually. So that indicates how fast it is moving. Well, extremely slowly. Right, so what to do? Find out why it is moving slowly? Or finding out when it stands still? And as I said, it's a matter of observation. When I looked right on top for the tracks, I also suddenly noticed that the third middle wheel, the third wheel, which is the middle wheel, was not on the tracks. And the question is it actually supporting everything? Well, right now it is, but it was only halfway the track, so hopefully it is correct now. And it actually moved better when I corrected it, but that is now not anymore, or hardly. At the same speed, which is let's just say not very fast. And if this goes on like this, it's going to be very boring. So let's just see if everything is as it should be, or expected to be. The tracks are all aligned, but as I see it, alright, the fact that I can push it away should indicate that it is not exactly aligned on the rails. Or is it? It's hard to determine right now. Supposed to be. Is there any obstruction going on? Could be. Is there any strange alignment? This could be better. But then again, the speed is next to 0. So that is not good. And what if I help it a bit? Right, now it stops. And why does it stop anyway? And then it moves faster and stops. Let's see how this proceeds. Still the same problem. It's still blocking digital 7. Alright, reversed direction. But what is going on after all? I really can't tell. and the way it looks like, the third wheel is not an improvement at all. So that is a rather big disappointment. Spreading weight, alright, but then again, I can also test something else. So let's test what happens if I move this wheel here, because I have another option to put it here. Let's see what happens then. So what I'm going to do is remove this for now, and this comes out. This comes away. Move everything a little bit more secure. This one, alright, and then put this one like this. And then the point is this really on the rails? Well, right now it certainly is. If I move this by hand, I clearly see the wheels move. So this is exactly the way I expect it to be. Was this the case in the middle? Now they are aligned, although even now they are not exactly aligned. So that is kind of worrisome. How come that it is not exactly aligned? Right now they are. So did I do it wrong? Because if something is not aligned, there is absolute friction. So let me see how the speed is now with 3 wheels, although this is hardly any supporting, but who knows. Starting the program. Of course, again, here doesn't do anything. Now it is. Well, I don't want to wait another 5 minutes, but the speed is close to 0 right now. This didn't happen before with wheels in the middle, so. And now you can see it kind of moves. Or is it? Alright, let me build it back the way it was, so everything goes back in the middle. Alright. So this goes, oh, that is a problem, of course. I have to shift this more to the outside and this as well, so that it just hangs about. putting this in. And putting this back in. If it works. Nothing is sure. Not right now. Yeah, and that's a problem. It is a bit too tight, all of it. But how's the alignment of the wheels right now? In short, it hardly is. So for some reason the alignment, what is aligned here is not aligned here, and that is quite strange. So I have to push it out. Alright, let's see if this is kind of aligned. And indeed what I notice is when I move the carriage, not all wheels are moving. More specifically, this wheel, the right middle wheel, is not moving, which causes obstruction. So that is a problem. And the question is how to solve that. Let's see again. Okay. Now everything looks like rolling. Yeah. So let's try again. So with wheels hopefully aligned better, let's go for it. And see whatever happens. And unfortunately it still needs some... Oh, it doesn't need manual persuasion because this moves a lot faster. Yes, please do, go. I don't push right now. Now I do. Alright, just another one. I don't know where all the rocking is coming from, honestly. Well, I know because it's the start of the motors, but not quite expected. But is this the way it is? Right, now it is turning around. What happens now? I'm absolutely not sure. Alright, I think this is it for now. Some experiments with a third wheel, aligned or not, ruining the carriage or not. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you like this video and my other videos, please subscribe to my YouTube. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And if you like what you see also on my website, please make a small donation. You can find all the info on my website once again. And this will certainly be continued. Bye bye.